Hi, it's Anthony from CarPlayLife.com, and in this video I'll be checking out the MMB Max Android 10 AI box. This is MMB's current flagship AI box for CarPlay systems, which offers a faster chipset, a redesigned UI featuring lots of additional functionality and visuals, as well as the usual 4G SIM and SD card support, wireless CarPlay and Android Auto support, and the use of Android apps such as YouTube and Netflix on your CarPlay display. In the box you get the MMB Max itself, and it comes with a USB-A to C cable to power the adapter, and there is also a USB-C to C cable for more modern CarPlay vehicles. The AI box is thinner than their earlier models. At one end of the adapter there is a USB-C port to power the MMB Max, and on the opposite end there are SIM card and TF card slots underneath a plastic protective flap to give the adapter a more reliable internet connection for Android apps and additional storage for media playback, as well as additional apps. On top there are a wealth of logos, and there is a status indicator light at the top which glows whilst the adapter is powered. On the bottom side of the adapter there are lots of perforated holes and a metal heatsink in the middle to help cool the chipset that's sitting inside. I connected the MMB Max to my Pioneer 93 DAB CarPlay receiver in my demo pod, and the MMB Max started up with initial boot animation sequence before resting on its main home screen interface. The total boot up time of this took 31 seconds, which roughly sits on the faster end of all the AI boxes that I've tested. The menu system on the MMB Max is a lot different to most other AI boxes, and like the MMB 11 Plus adapter, it is one of the most visually rich, with a bottom dock consisting of 2 buttons on the left to go to the home screen and invoke Google Assistant, followed by 4 apps in the middle of your choosing, and on the right hand side there is time, date and small status bar icons that can be tapped to act as a shortcut to go into the adapter's preference pane. From this preference pane you can view the time and date and be able to toggle things such as mobile data connection, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, to altering the layout of your home screen between up to 3 layouts, and return to Android Auto or CarPlay, as well as the original system menu. Swiping left from the home screen will take you to a few screens of pre-installed Android apps. The home screen itself has GPS-based metadata such as the weather, time and date, and there are quick access widgets to CarPlay and Android Auto. While swiping further to the left brings up an overview screen which shows the CPU temperature, current RAM and ROM use, and GPS satellite connections. All the usual apps come pre-installed on the adapter, including the usual Google suite of apps, along with common functionality such as CarPlay and Android Auto, Bluetooth music, APK Manager, and many more popular streaming apps such as Disney+, Netflix, YouTube, and Hulu apps. There are also some additional bespoke apps dedicated to the MMB software, which allow you to change the background wallpaper, enhance the audio in the EQ app, upload a custom startup animation, and toggle a background animation as an alternative home screen instead. Whilst in any loaded app you might notice that there's a small floating button that we all love to hate, which is presented on top of any running Android app. Luckily this button doesn't overlay on its app for CarPlay and Android Auto, so at least you get a full screen experience there. Selecting this button gives you the option to go back, return home, cancel any running applications, switch between other running apps, and invoke the Google Assistant. Like with all AI boxes, you need to give this AI box an internet connection, either via a Wi-Fi hotspot, tethering to your mobile phone Wi-Fi hotspot, or using the internal SIM card slot to give its own internet connection. Once online, you can go to the Google Play Store to download any of your favorite apps, and if there's any apps that are not present on the store, you will require to download them from the APK Mirror site and sideload them onto the adapter instead. In the YouTube app, everything ran fine and smooth with no significant or obvious drops. The picture-in-picture mode is also present here, just like most other AI boxes. I downloaded the device info app as well as Geekbench onto the AI box, and this shows that the MMB Max uses an entirely different chipset to most other AI boxes that are selling today. Unfortunately, it doesn't benchmark as well as its competitors in the same price range. Its Wi-Fi specs are on the high end of AI boxes that are out there, offering Wi-Fi 5 and 433 megabits per second, bandwidth for casting and wireless CarPlay and Android Auto. Unlike many other AI boxes though, casting is possible on this MMB Max, meaning you can connect the adapter to your phone's Wi-Fi hotspot and cast from your phone to the adapter. This works relatively well with audio in sync with video being cast on your CarPlay display, but for the best experience I find that it's best to play back natively from an installed Android app. Dropping an SD card full of media allows you to play back audio and video onto your CarPlay display via apps like VLC. In my high bitrate test, there were some slight stuttering, yet more lighter video files seem to play back much smoother. The MMB Max is the only adapter that I've tested that does true 60 frames per second in its UI and its apps, yet even then, the graphics in some test games struggle to keep up with a decent frame rate. So I wouldn't really let this 60 FPS support rule your buying decisions for this adapter. Simple 3D games like Crossy Road had some noticeable frame stutter as well as input lag, and its Vulkan GPU bench test came up pretty disappointing against the competition that uses the Qualcomm 665 chipset. Using its connecting app for wireless CarPlay and Android Auto, I tested boot times of 20.23 seconds for Apple CarPlay and 11.76 seconds for Android Auto, which is one of the slower AI boxes for CarPlay and one of the fastest to launch into Android Auto when it works. Connecting to Android Auto was not as reliable, and at times it did struggle to launch on my Google Pixel, mostly requiring a restart to get it working after using CarPlay. Once in Android Auto, the resolution was also impacted, giving it a much larger UI for a high definition display that is on the Pioneer compared to how Android Auto displays on other adapters. So in light of this, I really wouldn't recommend the MMB Max for Android Auto, even though it was one of the fastest. However, CarPlay, on the other hand, was just fine. And like other MMB adapters, the Max makes it easier to configure the AI box to auto launch into CarPlay after its initial boot sequence. This MMB Max AI box adapter retails for $299 or £249 from MMB directly using my coupon code CarPlayLife at checkout. And I'll leave links down below to learn more about this adapter and to buy yourself one. It took me many months to bring this review to you. I had to wait for a software update that would fix wireless CarPlay and Android Auto. And due to continued instabilities, I also had to have a second adapter shipped out to me just to see if it was any different. So in short, my time with the MMB Max wasn't really that great. The one thing it really has going for it is its new user interface, which is one of the best out there, but sadly its hardware limits its potential with below average performance in app launching and general CPU and GPU benchmarking. So when compared to other AI boxes in its price range, you can really do better by looking elsewhere. If you're on the lookout for an AI box, then I recommend that you check out this latest roundup video here, and I'll see you there. Give us a thumbs up if you found this video useful, and comments are always welcome if you have any questions about the MMB Max AI box adapter. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye.